This is H-Town Kicks 713 coming with a new review of the Jordan CP3 VII AE or Artisan Edition. This is the first release for the 2014 season for the AE, which comes in 3 different colorways in its initial release. This particular colorway, which we are looking at today, is known as the Jekyll and Hyde series. This particular Jekyll and Hyde, which differs from last year, was the Jekyll and Hyde came in a 2-set pair of kicks. This is 1 set for this year. The official colorway is black, electric green, hyper crimson purple, and hyper crimson violet. One noticeable feature of the CP3 AE edition is the exposed flower wire on the outside. It's probably its most notable feature, and this flower wire is a little different than what you've seen with other flower wires. If we look at the quickly LeBron 10 flower wire, and if we look at the CP3 AE, it is using more of like an interlocking type of flower wire, which gives it a very nice, unique look and design to the shoe for using flower wire in its design. In keeping up with the Jekyll and Hyde series, you see the 2 pairs of shoes for the left side and the right side have different colorways on the top side with the purple and the violet on the top, so contrasting. You see this throughout the shoe. If we kind of look in the front, you kind of see that purple and violet there as well, interchanging, which is kind of a cool look to it. Kind of blends in kind of nice. In keeping with that Jekyll and Hyde theme, on the sole of the shoe, you see the contrasting colors between the left and the right side of the shoe, kind of the violet orange and the purple kind of change out. Kind of changed the traction up for this year. Kind of went with this pod type system, which is kind of unique. One thing to note about the pods that we see throughout the shoe is it kind of sits maybe a millimeter or 2 above the rest of the sole. So it's those points which just have traction on the pavement. So just something to note. They did change the type of material on the sole of the shoe. They kind of went with Podulite instead of Podulon, which it's a very comfortable shoe. Probably one of the most comfortable shoes I've worn in a basketball series type of shoe. So something to consider. You know, one of the unique features of the CP3 is when CP3 was designing with his lead designer Justin Taylor was he wanted to keep his family in mind. And so what he did was, the CP3 was kind of based off a race car. And what he did right near here, the shank plate at the top of where the orange is and the purple, was he put these numbers, which are like VIN numbers. And each of them represents one of his children. If we kind of zoom in a little more on it, we'll hopefully get a better, clearer picture. But at the bottom here, it says 1 CEP2 52409, which stands for his first child, Christopher Emmanuel Paul II, born on May 24th, 09. And at the top here, it's kind of upside down, but it represents his second child, Cameron Alexis Paul, born on August 16th, 2012. So kind of cool feature. He kept his 2 children, what those numbers stand for on the shoe of the sole. A few last looks at the CP3. This is the inside of the shoe, as you see the interlocking flower wire on the inside as well. And the color I think gives a lot of pop with the black overlay. And let's take one last look here of the rear of the shoe, and you see the contrasting colors are kept here in the rear as well. So doing on feet, tell me what you think. I think the shoe's got a lot of pop and a lot of comfort, like I said before, and has a lot to offer this year.